Hello. Thank you for coming. Abby thanks you for coming too. This is the best representation I can make of her that doesn't involve nudity. Abby is a longtime voice of mine. Not the longest, of course. The longest. I don't know who's the longest. I'll have to figure that out. But Abby came to me many years ago through an action of mine, through a bad choice of mine. And while that bad choice is going to make a wonderful story for you to hear, I am not advocating making bad choices, no matter how good the stories may be after. We all make mistakes, but we can all teach others through our mistakes. So that's the good story. But don't go out and make a bad choice just so it will make a good story. That's my moral for today. Anyway, how I met Abby. Back in 98, 97, 98, I was doing something very harmful to myself. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I don't want to become the next TikTok challenge that makes other people hurt themselves. But through the course of that action, I had a vision. I actually went out of body at one point, and I went to a place that most people would call the abyss. Now, rather than being empty and desolate and all the other bad words that most witches use for the abyss, this abyss was not. Well, yes, it was big and it was dark and it was vast, but it was also alive. It was an intelligence, a deity. It was Abby. And from what I learned after, through my conversations with Abby, through our years of association, where I ended up was a realm after. See, we're in a realm that exists, and we're watched over by something else. Now, in my belief, we are watched over by Lilith and her kind, and by other beliefs, we are watched over by other deities. But in any case, the place where I went was a realm that had existed for millennia and had stopped existing, had fulfilled its purpose for the most part. And where I had gone was where Abby was contemplating the existences in that realm, the things that had happened, the goings on, as it were. Now, recently I also visited a realm in the making, something beginning, and that I will touch on in another story. But for this one, I just wanted to introduce you to Abby in a slightly more detailed description. And you'll learn more about her as time goes by. She has touched other humans in this life, my first wife being one of them. She, I guess the best way I could put it is she touched my first wife through a conversation that my first wife was having with someone else. And I heard about it after. So that's why I chuckle, because the way she did it, the way Abby did it, and how she came up in conversation. She has also touched the life of someone who is very dear to me and also watches my stories, I guess. And Abby is a very special being. And if you want a good representation in your head of Abby, think of a chubby poison ivy. So she's, like I said, she's very special. And speaking of special, I had this shirt made. It says, "Bad choices make good stories." And if you'd like your own shirt with this on it, or anything else pretty much, I suggest you reach out to Petrie and Company. She is a small company that is she promotes it on Facebook. So reach out to her there and look at the things that she has. And you'll find many interesting things there. She is a very talented young woman. So, anyway, thank you for coming. Thank you for listening. Thank you for meeting Abby. I'm Sebastian Andrew, and this is Storytime.